Oh goodness, I hope I can do a good job here. I'm stepping in for a little bit, and I decided that maybe you guys would want to hear one of my stories. It's one I'm very proud of. That was from the Sunday morning transport, and it was added to last year's best fantasy of the year, but I don't think a lot of people have actually read it or seen it. So I thought you guys might enjoy a short reading of that instead of the book, because you can go finish it for free. And then if you like it, maybe you'll buy one of my books. Okay. So the story is called Mid-Earth Removals Limited, and it's in the Sunday morning transport. It is true. I wasn't looking for this at all, especially not in the beginning. When you just standing up, minding your own business, toting water from the standpipe on the corner in front of Miss Janet's house, the Miss Janet that is due here when she not working in the Ministry of Tormented Souls. Yes, that Miss Janet's. The last thing you really expect is a man to jump out into the road next to you, braps, just so, spear in the hand, helmet on the head, shiny armor and everything, you know. What? Invaders from middle bust down the barriers between them and we. Is all kind of thing popping up all over. Radioactive giant hummingbirds eating out the damn Amazon. Tiny jaguars hunting rats everywhere like it going out of style. But them things not really bothering you at 5 in the morning when you focus on trying to fill up buckets because the water authority cut off the supply because a damn dragon was bathing itself in the river dam and that contaminated the whole thing and nobody know how to get it out because the water authority say that's the Ministry of National Security problem. And the National Security say works and spirits have to fix it. Works and spirits say is the Ministry of Agriculture. Agriculture talk to the forestry division and the forestry division send for the zoo and the zoo send back and say we don't deal with them mythological creatures. So everybody just stand up there waiting for the thing to get tired and go, leaving most of the country and all of Tabakit in an uproar and without regular water. So nah, sorry, I wasn't expecting no sweaty soldier before the sunrise good. And my mood didn't get no better when he swing round his spear and lick over my bucket. What wrong with you? I asked him vex. Imagine water thrown down everywhere and now one of the buckets have a hole. Hold! He shouted out loud like I'm not standing right next to him. Kneel before the forces of the immortal Lord of undying evil. How the hell I go kneel on this bus up road? I asked him, hands on my hips. You ain't see the amount of pothole? Public utilities passed through here last week and mash up the road again right after Ministry of Works and Spirits pave it over because Janet Good-for-Nothing's son crack it up trying to raise a demon and you want me to put my knees on that mash up gravel? Your Lord paying my hospital bills? Insolent villager, he bawled out. I will run you through with this spear. I fold my hands across my chest. Well, China, but I have people to see about. So after Clement do that foolishness, I went by Mr. Anansi down in the drugstore in town and get a temporary invulnerability spell. So to hell was with you and the portal you riding on. He looked confused and alarmed. Be you not afraid, woman? The only thing I fear is having to go licensing for anything. Half of them cashiers like these zombies. He paused for a minute looking around him, then he take off his helmet. He rests the handle of his spear on the ground. My army is only you here, I tell him. He glanced behind him and I see a black gem around his throat flash in the rising sun and slowly fade. He clutched after it. My binding! Binding? It tied me to the immortal Lord. Well, if you from Middle, them thing don't work here. He looked at me, mouth open. You mean I am free? I shoulder my remaining bucket. Yep, like a bird. I look him over, taking pity on his confusion. You lost? He hem and haw and finally say, perhaps. Welcome to Tabakit then. A thought occurred to me. You eat anything? You hungry? I could eat a griffin, he replied looking cautious. His evilness does not feed his army before battle to keep us aggressive and yeah, he sound real nice. I roll my eyes. The soldier looked confused again. Not really. Listen, I only have Accra and Bake, but I will share it with you if you want. He bowed deeply. I would love that, woman. My name is not woman, it's Julia. What you call yourself? I am Marlon Thane of Ecclesville. All right, Marlon, bring that bucket and come. And watch out for the jaguars. When I reach back the little place I rent in, I direct Marlon to put the bucket in the kitchen and march off across the yard to collect Keith from the neighbor. Soon as I walk in the door, Marlon looks shocked. You have offspring, he said. I know what that is, but this is my son Keith. I hold him out to Marlon. Keith is too young to focus and he was dribbling a little, but I had already fed him and he was clean, so I figured it was safe. Marlon back away. I am a soldier. I have no experience. Here, hold him so. I grab his arms, shove the baby in them, and demonstrate how to support his head. I point to the old couch in my living room. Sit there, I will bring the food. Now, I'm not boasting, but my son is real cute. He's not a fussy baby either. By the time breakfast was over, Marlon was on the floor without Yama playing with him, and I feel safe to start cleaning the house. I was in the back of the house, washing out clothes, when Marlon cried out and make me run back inside. What you do? I say. My first thought was he dropped my child. Matron Julia, I fear something terrible has gone wrong with your offspring. Son, I correct. Marlon looked real upset, but I breathe a sigh of relief when I see kicking his legs on the carpet and gurgling up at Marlon. You look fine to me. What you ball out so for? There is an awful smell emanating from him. Well, I wanted to dead with laugh, but Marlon knew the old baby thing, so I just smile and say, that normal. How can that be? He say, and he look at me with horror. I have fought in the sulfur mines of Acheron and brought down the marsh beasts of the everlasting swamps, and yet nothing has singed my nostrils as potently as whatever has possessed your offspring. He named Keith, and he just need cleaning. Cleaning? Yeah, again. Let me show you. Now, I will say this for Mala. He does learn fast. And I guess because he killed a lot of nasty things looking for his asshole Lord, he not squeamish. So from the time I showed him how to change the diaper, he was good. I am relieved he is not ill with some dread disease, he say, bouncing the baby on his shoulder after, the way I show him. Nah, but when he's ready, he will cry like something killing him. Don't get too worked up, I. He will most likely be hungry or need changing. Marlon looked around. Despite the size of your dwelling, you seem to have much to do and little help. Well, boy, keep good for nothing, Father Francis. Leave me for my best friend a few months ago, and since then is pressure. I have to go back to work in a month, and I really must find somebody to keep Kit in the day. If I could, I would stay with him and work from home. I find it hard to leave him. But work not easy to find in Tabakit, so I have to hold on that job with KFC. What is a job? Marlon asked. And KFC. And that's how we get to talking. Turn out Marlon come from a big family here, see, since the immortal Lord of Undying Evil run through his village and take him into his army. So he had a lot of sympathy for me, because he used to worry non-stop how his mother was making out now without him, as he was the only boy with 6 older sisters. So she survived the raid? I asked, as I turned in the pot for lunch in the kitchen. Thank the Dark Lords. My cousin was conscripted 3 months later, and he told me my mother had returned to her village and was living with my uncle, his father. I had hoped to send whatever I pillaged home to her, as this was my first time plundering the rich cities of the north. Before that, I was posted mostly to the borderlands, where we did battle with rogue minions of the Dark World, or whichever of the Immortal Lord's pets had managed to escape. Well, sorry you stick here now, I tell him, turning off the fire under the oxtail soup. Nobody know how to send people back. Marlon straightened up, looking determined. I am not, Matron Julia. It's just Julia. I am not, he repeated. I never wish to be in the service of his evilness. I believe you have need of a good soldier, and I stand ready to do battle for you. I raised my eyebrows at him. What battle? Battle who? I will find one of these jobs you speak of, and I will secure one. Then I will give my plunder to you so that you may remain at home and take care of your little one. I stare at him, eyes wide. Marlon, why you do that for me? We just met. He looked a little embarrassed. I have only ever been of service. It's all I know how to do. But I have no commander here to lead me. You have shown me much kindness in a short time. If you will allow me to reside here and be my commander, I will provide for the needs of your household, which your dastardly good-for-nothing Francis abandoned. Well, I wasn't in no position to turn down help. Not with Keith to see about. So it didn't take me long to think it over. Plus, I ain't gonna lie. I always like bossing people around. All right, I say. I go be your commander. Well, yes, it's true it didn't start out too good. But you try guiding a man who spent his whole life doing nothing but eating, sleeping, and stabbing things. I don't feel nobody could have done better, and it's not like Marlon didn't try. First thing we do, we went to immigration in San Fernando and get the application for residency in. Portal Migrant Department give him a 1-year ID card to allow him to work and get health services and send him for all his shots. Then I arranged a job for him at the KFC branch I was working. The manager was our old boyfriend, so he gave him a chance. First thing was getting Marlon to leave the spare home with the armor. I had some of Francis' clothes, and he wear that for the interview. He looked nice and presentable after I cut his hair and help him scrub up and thing. They try him in the back, but Cook says she wants somebody who could operate the fryers better. So they try him out front, and honestly, he lasts a good 3 days. Then our customer phone went off with one of them customized ring where a man talking, and he jumped over the counter and tried to stab it in the man's pocket because he thought it was possessed by the evil Lord Minion and it was looking for him or something. So that was the end of the KFC job. I had a cousin who worked on the road gang cleaning up the place. So I figured he could have tried 10 days with them. He could almost make it. But first time you see a chicken snake, the man scream like a girl and run off the job. So pay get cut, and my cousin say he will have to let the supervisor cool off before he get him to try our next 10 days. We try one of them garbage contractors working with the regional corporation next. But he made friends with all the little tiny jaguar flinging little tidbits from the lunch I give him. And they started running after his truck when they see him. And the supervisor said, don't look good driving in the corporation with vermin swarming after them. So they let him go. And after that, he tried being a janitor and even selling a little water and juice by the intersection. But that was the worst job for him. And also, the day everything changed. Matron Julia, your world is full of beautiful wonders, but your metal horses are terrifying. I cannot abide their smell or their noise, he said when he come back from selling. So what we go do now? I fret, sitting in the living room while I bounce Keith on my knee. Marlon looked apologetic. One of the other water sellers assisted me, and we were able to sell all the flasks you bequeathed me. He rests a bundle of money in my hand. On the morning, I shall begin the hunt for a permanent job again. I feel like I have advantage in here, Marlon. As I put the money in my pocket. You're doing so much, and it's really my problem to see about this household. Marlon kneeled in front of me, his face hard. Matron Julia, I have accepted responsibility for you and Keith. On my blood, I will find a way to support us all or die in the effort. It have worse things than dying, I say. What could be worse? Lining up in social welfare to apply for a grant if we don't find something for you to do. There's definitely only zombies working there. So I think I'll probably bring it to a close here because I think they said I only have 10 minutes.